So for everyone, the talk with Mohammed will also be on YouTube. So if you missed out on the beginning, you can surely hear it on YouTube. And now we will talk with Papula from Uni for Palestine in Germany, the student movement, the Palestinian solidarity movement at the German universities. Welcome, Papula. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. So I personally joined the movement when I moved to Germany, but the movement has been here for longer. So it's an anti-fascist, anti-imperialist, and a movement that fights against militarization in Germany, and that shows solidarity with the Palestinians and Palestinian struggle and genocide. I mean, we fight against it, of course. But yeah. So and I am a student of one of the universities here. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what can you tell us about the protests at the universities in Germany? Because from German media outlets, you nearly hear anything from the protests. It's like they're not happening. If you hear anything, they say they're anti-Semitic. They're trying to force Jews out of the universities, and that's everything. So, what can you tell us about the student movement? Just how did it start, and how is it going?
So yeah, there are protests and there are students, but of course, a lot of people stay silent, a lot of students stay silent and don't show solidarity. And also, there's a clear repression from the universities over the students. So I guess there's also fear. So, and also the media, the local media are not in favor of this solidarity, neither the city. So it is on purpose that each time it is also associated with an anti-Semitic like opinion, which is completely not true, of course, because this is not about that. It is about human rights of people that are like ethnically cleansed in their country, and we want to fight within the universities because they are complicit. And
Yeah. I, from my perspective, I once was a student as well. Universities should be the place for leftist thinking. Should be the place for solidarity with the suppressed. Should be the place where people have an open mind and want to support the oppressed people in this world. And I see that in the American student movement, which does big protest camps and big protests in general, occupies buildings in the universities, but I don't see that in Germany at all. So, what can you tell us about? Is it me who is just not recognizing it, or is there a cause behind? Is there a reason behind that?
it is also so when you occupy a building, you also want to be a lot of people, and so we are also not a very big movement compared to other cities in in the US, but afraid of the consequences of doing that, and so they don't want to take the risk. Also because a lot of people in our movement are not necessarily German, and so there can be a risk of deportation. And so there has been people that are being put on trials and risking deportation. So and also they're getting stricter with laws and trying to silence students from having any political opinion within the universities, especially TUM, and that is the technical university. And we actually tried to have a dialogue, an open dialogue that was publicly announced with them, with the TUM administrative, professor administration, staff, and so on. That was announced, and we went to the place of meeting, and actually security within the building was inviting us to go to this room, and then like an administrative of TUM came and said the dialogue was over, asking us to leave, and we tried to leave, and the police was already there within like 5 minutes, and they were blocking us from going in or out this room for 3 hours. Students were blocked there, and so that's also a way of clearly saying that they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to stop these collaborations. They want to silence us. There is no room for discussion, and that they don't want to end their collaboration. They have, for example, there's a whole report written by another group of academics called Academics for Justice. They went through a lot of collaboration from TUM and LMU with Israeli universities that that are involved with any militarization that plays a role in the genocide or in illegal settlement, for example. There's a collaboration between like a campus in here called Ottobrunn campus with Ariel University, and it's happening in an illegal settlement, for example. So yeah, and we tried many times to talk with universities, and dialogue was basically not possible. So yeah, I think there's a lot of repression from universities, and people are really afraid, and it's also a lack of people, and yeah.
How do they justify that they don't even have the dialogue? How do they justify to call the police and block you inside a room and so on?
They want to. They claim that the university are a place that should remain apolitical, which is crazy because I mean, when we look at history, this is the place where a lot of political actions started, and that were joined, for example, with workers. If we think about 68, that was the case, and they basically want to hide the collaboration. And sometimes when they were put in the report, the offers were deleted from their accounts. So yeah, basically they don't want politics to be talked about in the universities. Because then they have to be transparent. They have to students would have more power, and which they don't want to. They don't want us to have.
And do you, from your perspective, is it just laser focused on the Palestinian movement, that they say we as a university are no room for politics, which is a crazy statement, to be honest? Is it laser focused on the Palestinian movement, or is it also if, like, for example, a pro-Ukrainian protest wants to take place, and then they say no, there's no politics at German universities, or is it just exclusively you who get suppressed?
So yeah, it's basically there's a focus on certain countries, for example, Palestine or Sudan, but of course it's biased, and there's a double standard because Ukraine, for example, would be way more tolerated, and there you can see a flag in the Rathaus here, where here you see an Israel flag in the Rathaus of Munich instead of a Palestinian one, which should be what we should see. And of course, there's a lot of racism, so that's why a movement that is supporting Palestinians and Palestine will be like full of racism and racially profiled. And I forgot what was your question.
My question was basically only if it is a focused suppression on the Palestinian movement, or if universities in Germany just push out politics in general.
And they also have a lot of collaboration for militarization, even like in politics within Germany. It's the case, and there's so much money it's involved in that. Like, for example, Germany is basically the second exporter of weapons for Israel. So they don't want to lose there's racism in this, of course, but they also don't want to. There's interest in there. It's like a different motivations. But there is a focus on certain movements because of like racism, for example.
Yeah, I mean, we see that everywhere. Like, for example, we just had this example of the Bundestag, where one of the members wore a Palestine shirt. This was just a gray shirt with Palestine written on it, and she was just thrown out of the Bundestag. While when you wear a pro-Ukrainian shirt, there's no problem. Or if you wear an Israeli flag, that's no problem. But if you just have Palestine written on your shirt, you get kicked out of the Bundestag. And so this is just another. So the student movement faces basically the same double standard of suppression. And what do you think? What can we do against it?
That's a hard question, but I think we have to stand for what our taxes are being used for and talk about it, because we're all paying for this. Basically, we're paying for all this militarization. The country is profiting from all those wars. And also it has an impact on Germany, actually. I think maybe it would be a good motivation for people that are somehow, I don't know what, not interested in other people's rights, but it's actually impacting their social services, their health, their education system. And so this money is not going there, it's going into militarization. And also what we can do is talk to people, trying to organize anti-fascist and anti-militarist groups that try to that disobey the government agreed, and they try to fight back those politics, this government that is like only like is motivated by interests.
Yeah, so you already said that one of your big problems is that you're low in manpower. So how can people, if they're a student at a German university, how can they join your organization?
So we have an Instagram. So maybe, I don't know if someone in our group can put it in the chat, but we can also. But it's Uni for Palestine. And if you want to join our movement, Uni for Palestine with underscore and MUC for Munich. And so you can just message us, and then we have open meetings, and then you can come, and in those meetings we organize, we talk about what actions we want to take, what is happening here, and come to protest, organize the protest. There's other groups that are not students group that we work with. And we also sometimes are present in the universities. So according to if there's protest, we're also present there. But yeah, basically the easiest to reach us is to contact us in our Instagram.
Okay. And is there also a way to support you financially?
Yes, on our on the bio GoFund us, GoFundMe, and then there you can do a donation. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Great.
but
So
yeah,
it's linked in the Instagram account, and
yeah, but
yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I mean, I think if there's donation to do it, it is better if they're done to projects to like humanitarian projects or any project related to Palestinians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your daily work? Can you if people join your movement, what are you doing? What is your what actions do you do? And yeah, what is your daily work?
So basically, the main things we have are meetings, protests, and we also have an info stand that we have every week where we gather donations to Gaza, and we also invite speakers and to talk about not only. And we also do workshops, talk about their, like, for example, with Mohammed, also we already had contact with him. And we try to share their struggle with other people. And some people also try to work with union. We do research to like show the complicity of our universities. We have demands where we want them to be transparent and stop their collaboration. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Those are the main things.
Mm.
So you said that most of the people working for your organization are non-German, so they have to be afraid of getting kicked out of university and getting kicked out of Germany itself when they're openly pro-Palestine. What would you say? How many Germans are in your organization in Munich, and how many Germans are protesting for free Palestine? Is it like only a couple of them? Would you say it's 80% non-Germans, 20% Germans, or what's the ratio? Because I always have the feeling that the German pro-Palestinian protest is just dominated by non-Germans, like for people that haven't been born here in Germany or are non-whites, and you barely see white people on pro-Palestinian protest in Germany. What's your? But I don't live in Germany, so I don't know. Like, it's just the pictures I have from media. In Ireland, for example, in Ireland the protest is just um, like being colorful, like all Irish people are protesting for a free Palestine. And as a German, I'm always a bit pissed when I look at pro-Palestinian German protests, because it's just this you barely see any whites.
So within our movement, I would say 20 to 30% are German, and the rest is international. And also, I think there's a reason, and it's also the same in protests. I don't know about the percentage, but it's mostly international people. And it's also about, I think one of the reasons is that the educational system, and also, it's a very depolitizing students and throughout their life, and so they don't feel like it's their concern to fight for this, as if it was someone else's problem. And actually, it is also it is a global problem, and yeah.
I have a hard time finding reasons for Germans to protest for free Palestine or against genocide, and giving them reasons why they should do it, and why what they can get from the protest. Because it's like, just if you call yourself a leftist and you have any leftist values, in yourself, and you have internalized them, and there's just no way for you to not protest against genocide. There's just literally no way. So I'm very disappointed when it comes to the German population, when it comes to the German pro-Palestine protest, because it's just barely an international audience. It's just barely those people that have so much more to lose than a white German, and you don't get them on the streets, you don't get them in the organization. So maybe that's something we can change in the future. Just have the courage as a German to stand up for what you believe in, and the bare minimum you should believe in is a world without genocide.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is quite striking. Also, like I'm personally not from Germany. I'm from France, and there I can already see a difference of how much more people would get on the street, talk loud about something, and also in throughout history. Actually, I think it is not only um, now; it's also um, um, even with the case already in the past. But I think it's also the case in other countries. But here, yeah, it's striking, especially because Germany has such a big role in this, that we should be doing something definitely. Um, yeah, I think there's a lot of time the excuse that of the past of the Second World War, but I think it's because especially of this that we have to do something to not repeat history, and people don't realize this, and or they don't want to see this. This is like they are taught to not care about this, and it is very disappointing. And a lot of people call themselves leftists, where clearly their stand doesn't reflect this position.
Yes.
So one reason I think for many people who are afraid to join pro-Palestinian movement at the universities is the narrative that the pro-Palestinian uni movement just structurally kicks out Jews out of the uni and blocks Jews from participating in the seminars and so on. What do you say about this narrative that the pro-Palestinian uni movement is anti-Semitic and tries to structurally kick out Jews from the universities?
Well, first, there are Jews in our group, so that doesn't make much sense. But it is also a way of instrumentalizing this anti-Semitism and trying to make us look what we're not. We are fighting for human rights, and if it was not a Jew state, it was any other state that was doing the same, we would be fighting against it the same way. So I think this is a lot of the media and the governments are always associating us with that to make us look to diabolizing us. Sorry, but yeah, to make the movement look like we're excluding people, which is not the case. I think it's also about mixing up anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism, which is nothing. It's not the same at all. And we are fighting Zionism, but yeah, I mean, we
Which is
have
the
not.
reason for the discrimination of the pro-Palestinian protest, because the German government has a definition of anti-Semitism which strictly includes anti-Zionism as anti-Semitism, which is a big problem because the police is orientating itself on this, and the whole law system is orientating itself on this stupid definition, and also the universities are orientating themselves on this stupid definition of anti-Zionism being, or any critics of the Israeli state or the Israel military is also anti-Semitism. So it's very easy for the German forces to just call you anti-Semites and kick you out of wherever they want to, lock you in.
Yeah, clearly, and it's also again to like use this to still like sell weapon and make it as if it's like the right thing to do because they're protecting Jews, which is actually crazy because I mean in Palestine there were already Jews there, so I mean it's a multi religious state. There was a diversity of people, and like also like gathering, like the fact that the sorry, the will to have this Israeli state is also a way to not feel like as if Jews could not belong anywhere else. They had to have their own state, and where they should be comfortable living in all the countries, like within the countries and so on. And it's also very like actually like the fact that they support this is almost anti-Semitic itself, because it's like excluding and the will to put everyone in one country as if they could not belong elsewhere. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah.
Well, there are lots of people, like a couple of Jews in the pro-Palestinian movement in Ireland, and one of them told us that it's quite frightening because you always get told that one of the reasons why the Nazis in Germany killed the Jews is or was that they believed in a system or in a world where Jews can't be loyal to any other country but the Jewish state, and they can only be loyal to themselves because they're this subhuman kind of human beings. And the state of Israel always tells the story that the Jews need a place to be safe. So Israel has to be defended against everything, and every attack on Israel or every critics on Israel is automatic anti-Semitism. And the Jews tell us that it kind of puts the story on this narrative that when you're a Jew, you have to be loyal to Israel, and you have to end up in Israel because there's just no other place on this world for you to exist. And any leftist movement, any anti-imperialistic movement, or any communist movement should understand that as a human being, you can't be loyal to any state, and religion or ethnicity doesn't play a major role when it comes to identification as a human being. And you can only be loyal to ideas and other people, and not to states or religions or stupid stuff like that. So it's quite frightening how they play the book in their favor and try to push down pro-Palestinian protest in Germany with that in itself anti-Semitic narrative.
Yeah, there's like as for the German government, it's also a way to like give away their responsibility in anything, and just like because we sell weapons to Israel, then we're good. And they have a lot of they are allowed to be accountable for within their history. And yeah, it is quite frightening like this. I agree for sure. And we should be clearly against this.
Yeah, is it so? Your movement is a nationwide movement, or is it just for students from Munich? So there's a nationwide movement on any university, or is it just Munich? Because lots of people are asking where they can join.
So we are a group of students, but workers are also welcome, and people from outside
Okay.
Munich can also join. But like, it's more about if they can help without being imprisoned, then that's great. But yeah, we do a lot of things on person, so it's easier to be in Munich. But like, yeah, it's open to non-students as well.
So some links were shared in my chat. For example, studentsforpalestine.fulda. Then we have studentsforpalestine.hannover. We have Palestine Library _FFM. I guess that's from Frankfurt. And Uni for Pali _HB. I don't know. Is this Hamburg? I don't know. I'm not sure. So there are different groups. Maybe in the upload on the YouTube channel we can collect all these links so people can browse them below in the description. and see if there's a group in their region to join. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
it's like
Bremen.
organizing.
Okay.
We have to organize the protest. Like
Yeah.
we can't do it decentralized. We have to organize the pro-Palestinian movement and protest in Germany. Otherwise, there's no chance for us. And we have to put some Germans in the protest. So they can't frame the protest as being this terrorist Islamic protest when enough Germans are protesting alongside with.
I think they will do. They
international
will
brothers
still
and
do
sisters.
that. But Germans can't be deported.
They'll try.
Germans
But we
can't be
be
deported, right?
Yeah. It's always like it's a great cause, and as a German, I have to thank you that you're doing what we Germans should be doing, like organizing pro-Palestinian protests and being loud for the oppressed on this planet. Is there anything else you want to say to the audience? Because my time is coming to an end in a couple of minutes. So I want to give you the rest of the platform. Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, of course. So if you can organize, you can also boycott, divest your university, sanction your universities, protest, show your support. If you can donate, organize yourself with other activist groups. This is not, it's like a fight that is on, how can I say? Yeah, sorry, a word is not coming into my mind, but yeah, basically stay active, don't stay silent, join movements, if you're in Munich, join our movement. You can contact us on our Instagram, and don't be afraid to stand up for what you think is right, and don't stop fighting back, and yeah, Free Palestine.
Yes, I can just subscribe to that, and I'd like to add that a society with apolitical universities is basically brain dead. So
yeah, so like that's true. It's just like you said, like every political movement, any social progressive movement in the past was born in universities, at universities. It was always been the academics who are leading the charge and putting their time. It's like when you're at a university and you're an academic, you are the privileged ones of the society, and this is how you use your privileges. You sit at a university, you got a bunch of time, and you put that time to a place where you can help people that need help. So an unpolitical university is like basically the direct opposite of what a university should be. Like universities are political, and if universities are not political anymore, we can just close that whole place.
Universities who are apolitical are just basically institutions who should produce workforce, and no more, no less. So if you are a student and you are at one of these universities who claim to be apolitical, just stand up against this, organize, join political movements, and be part of the brain active side of the society. Yeah. So, but yeah, this is just another. It's just a big topic. I don't want to open now, but universities structurally in the last decades have been made to be quiet about political aspects, about political topics, because they should just serve capital and no more. And they are made so for a reason, because the capitalists know that from student movements there can be a rising big danger, and you are part of this popular. And I thank you for your activism, for doing pro-Palestinian activism at German universities, risking deportation, and yeah, hope you get a few more comrades after this talk.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for your work.
Thank you for your work, and thank you for
so
everything.
Much for having us. Good. In Free Palestine. Thank you.
I'm always a bit ashamed because I'm a German, right? So I'm talking to a French comrade who does the work that the Germans should be doing at our universities, and we're just too afraid. I'm ashamed. I'm a bit ashamed, and I have to thank you. Like you're doing great work, great work.
Well, I hope that other people that feel the same way will organize and do something. And everything is political. So if you think you're not politically involved in anything, and I mean, if you think that something is not political, you're wrong. Like everything is political in
You're in
our
communist.
society.
You're in communist country. Like this, there's no one apolitical here. There's no way we have any viewer who's not political. There's just literally zero chance. I'm pretty sure you've been talking to the complete, or to a big part of the white and privileged pro-Palestinian German protest movement. I don't think there's many people who are not active for Palestine on the street you're talking to, but it's more of, if you're not, then this is the time for you to start. Like, what are you doing with your life if you don't get your ass on the street at this place? Because you heard it from a Palestinian brother, you heard it from a French comrade. We have to be active. We have to be loud. We have to be on the streets and protesting against everything that's wrong on this planet.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thanks a bunch. I have to end the call because I have places to go. But I have to thank you for the whole talk, for the last couple of hours, and for your work in Germany at the German universities. For you, if you're listening to this and you're not organized, organize yourself. Organize yourself with other people who are fighting the same cause. Don't be quiet. Be loud. That's a bare minimum. We can, like, it's just a bare minimum. It's not a big deal. Thanks a bunch, and I'm out. I don't want to end the call for you two. Like, please continue. If you have stuff to talk, please continue. But I have to be out. Thanks a bunch for your time.
Bye, Carl. Thank you for joining the talks and giving your platform. See you later.
Anytime. Talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me as well. And
I'd say we could end on Free Palestine, and we will not be quiet. We will fight for Palestine. Everyone at his or her place, be it the universities, be it the West Bank, be it social media, and yeah. Also for you and your movement, if you need a platform again, you have it here. Thank you for joining the call, and thank you for giving us insights to the German student movement, because like the media outlets are nearly completely ignoring you or alternatively demonizing you. So I'm happy to give you a voice here at any given moment. Do you want to say anything at the audience?
Yeah, so as I said before, like, to organize and like be active, and thank you so much for having me, and Free Palestine and long live the resistance.
All right. See you. See you next time. Have a good day.
See you.